Snapchat then. Send it to
And I'm gonna do a voice recording, Aidan, so it's like...
No, why? Why are you guys recording me?
Ryan wants it.
Alright, fine. I'll send it to Ryan, but that's it. Don't post it.
You ready?
I'm just gonna send Ryan.
Alright, alright. Have you ever won a radio contest? I have, and it resulted in a great time and a very anxiety-filled time. It started when my mom told me she entered a contest to win a trip to Los Angeles for a weekend to see a concert with a ton of different bands. I didn't think much of it, because it's a really slim chance to win a contest like that, but luckily we did. Where we spent the weekend, and expected to have a fun trip. The first half of the weekend was great, but it ended up taking a turn for the worst. We had a great first day exploring LA, and having a great time at the Santa Monica Pier and the beach. It was awesome. It was awesome seeing the life of the city, and it was a pretty huge contrast compared to what it's like here. Then the next day we headed to the concert at around 7 o'clock-ish after another day of sightseeing. And the concert was absolutely fantastic. We were up close, had beautiful seats, got to see some great songs, and the concert was about 4 hours long though, so it was around 11 when it ended. And we were insanely tired, and we just wanted to go back to the hotel and go to bed. On our way back to the hotel, we tried to get an Uber, but the Uber ended up canceling halfway through, so we ended up just having to walk home. On the way back, we saw a homeless man start following us, and we figured he was homeless because he didn't come from the venue, and he looked really like rugged and messy. He also seemingly was intoxicated. He was stumbling around, muttering to himself, and carrying a brown paper bag. It looked like it was just like a hidden beer bottle. We were about 20 feet ahead of him, so from like there to like there, and he was on the other side of the street from us. We weren't really worried about it. We were just kind of confused why he was out there and following us. We were tired and just wanted to get back to the hotel with no hassle. Then we heard him yell something. I don't even know what he yelled. And then he started running towards us. He ran across the street and then started chasing us. We were terrified because there was a drunk homeless man chasing us, like 80,000 miles away from our own home. So we started running, but my mom is slow and tiny, and she has tiny legs, so we had to defend ourselves. So my mom took out her pepper spray that she keeps with her and sprayed him in the face, and then I gave him a solid kick in the groin. Because, that's the noise he made too. He fell on the ground and began to thrash around as we called for help. The authorities showed up pretty quickly because he ended up getting noise complaints earlier in the night, thankfully. We later found out he was intoxicated, and he was on a multitude of drugs, including black tar heroin. We ended up staying another hour, having to fill out police reports, and thankfully the officers ended up giving us a ride back to our hotel. But by the time we got back, it was around 1 o'clock, and we both fell asleep in the police car. So, all in all, it was a good weekend, I would say, even if it was quite scary that night. We ended up flying back home the next day, and we were back in the cold, which sucked a lot. So that's how I got banned from the state of California.
What? Was that true?
Okay.
He found both of them. He found both of my things.
Is that true?
Okay, Aidan.
Yeah, I saw that.
Aidan.
He found both of my edits.
So close.